or to start waving the rulebook in your Facebook, but when it comes to searching the world for evil, one might want to ask a few questions about the connections between the CIA and Facebook's venture capital investment backers. In this article, we look at the 6 EU nations who have decided to take Google to task over its data privacy policy. Final words? Well, do a Google search for diaspora social media, but don't get me started on that one or I'll go all Richard Stallman on you. If you thought it was risky for banks in Cyprus to have assets about 8 times the national gross domestic product, then what is one to make of Luxembourg, where the multiple is nearly 23? Worryingly for Luxembourg, there's a new idea afloat that European Union nations, even small ones, should take responsibility for saving banks operating within their borders, instead of falling back on the EU for help. Now, although Luxembourg has appeared as a new target in the sights of the EU kleptocrats, I'm still standing firm by my prediction that Ireland will be the next basket case to get raided by the EU Troika banksters. The EU's overall target of increasing the role of renewable energy to 20% of consumption in 2020, with each member country having its specific one, is one of 3 main headline goals that form the bloc's climate policy for this decade. I'm going to let you folks do a little research on this one, but the key words you want are renewable and sustainable. Pop those into the search box just below the menu on our website and you'll see that our EU masters speak with forked tongue. The European Union is quietly pouring millions of pounds into initiatives and groups seeking state-backed regulation of the press, including key allies of the controversial Hacked Off campaign. Angered by British media's coverage of Brussels, the European Commission says it wants to be a moral compass against press misconduct. Moral compass. Yes, Mr. Goebbels, I think that's a good way of putting it. I reported back along that the EU was putting together a tweet army, and we ran an article on the policy framework it was proposing to actively push its propaganda through the social networks. This article looks at moves that are underway to gain control of the mainstream media.